Hi everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. It's great to have you with us. Well, we're tracking a large area of low pressure in the eastern Tasman Sea that's going to basically sit out there for the rest of this week and the coming weekend, delivering very similar weather day after day after day. This is the current wind map. You can see the newly forming low out in the Tasman Sea coming out of a convergence zone that we saw yesterday. That was that southerly that was moving up the South Island, dropping temperatures there and also delivering a little bit of rain around the lower half of the North Island. Now we've got a new low forming and it's going to deepen a little bit more over the next day or two, but then it's stuck. And I said this yesterday, I think it's like a tyre stuck in mud. It's just going around and around and around. And that's it parked right there. So it is stuck there for a few days. The rain is mostly out at sea, but there will be some that clips land. And you can see here the South Island perhaps at a slightly higher risk on Wednesday of a bit of wet weather. It comes in the form of drizzle. It also comes in the form of showers and then some patchy rain. Rain is an area of showers basically that's larger than showers, covers more people and goes for longer than 30 minutes. So once you get that, that's what we call rain. And so this is kind of in that middle ground of all of it. You've got drizzle, dry spells, downpours, patchy rain amongst it all. Most of the wet weather out at sea, but there is a lot of cloud around the country. It is, if you're flying around New Zealand this week, you're not going to see a lot. There's going to be a lot of cloud cover. By Thursday, it doesn't change a great deal. The rain is still mostly out at sea, but it is brushing some of these northern areas. Remember, the pale blue indicates a risk of wet weather. It doesn't mean it's locked in. So some of these more pale blue areas, it might just be cloudy. You might just get a little bit of drizzle or maybe an isolated shower, and that's really about it. The real rain looks a little bit more out at sea or coming into parts of Northland and maybe also the west coast on Thursday. And by Friday, that little area of rain moves a little bit further into the central part of the country. You can see there with the yellow and green indicators, that means the rain's just a little bit heavier. But once more, on either side of that narrow band of northeasterly wet weather, it may well be dry or just a patch of drizzle or a spit of rain, nothing much. And it goes all the way down the country where it might be more set in for other areas. So this forecast over the next few days is certainly a little bit hard for us to lock in with high precision because as you can see it's very narrow and it's running along the same length as the country, which makes it even harder because of all the mountains and ranges. And this is how it looks as we go in towards the weekend. Saturday sees low pressure still out at sea, still a narrow line of some heavier downpours, but dry in many other areas or just at least drizzle with a few showers. And then we end on Sunday where we've got still this area of northeast wet weather lying draped over New Zealand. So we've got several days of cloudy weather, several days of northerly winds coming through. This could be a tropical cyclone, but we think it's going to be a small one and well away from New Zealand, so that's the good news there. And then behind this system on Sunday, perhaps a little bit of a change into westerlies. So several days coming up of the same kind of weather. The rainfall totals for most of you won't be high, but for some areas you might get a few days of repeat performance. So therefore you might see your rainfall totals a little bit higher. And I think that could be areas that are more into the west and northwest of both islands. That's all from me. We'll update you again tomorrow with the latest.